Welcome, everyone, to the second and final part of our interview today with founder and owner of Skokstudio Vocal Instruction, Heidi Skok. And one of the big things, Heidi, of starting your own vocal instruction is the process of how it was founded. So how was Skokstudio Vocal Instruction founded?
I've been teaching since 1995, and I started with the New School University in New York City, working the actor's studio with actors' voices. And it just grew from there. I taught out of my apartment after that. I've taught in many major universities and conservatories on voice faculties. And then it just became obvious in 2018 that I needed to found my own vocal instruction company here and made it an LLC, and it's grown from there. We work in person and online at skokstudio.org.
What is it like? I mean, because when you think about it, when people drive down Mentor Avenue, your company is there on that sign, Skokstudio Vocal Instruction. What is it like to actually have your own vocal instruction, Heidi?
It's really exciting because I want to be able to have the autonomy to teach singers how to empower themselves. That's the real key. And so I teach my singers what I'm doing for myself. I mean, let's just take, for instance, I sang at the Met from 1991 until 2003, off and on, and I decided that I was going to try to go back and sing at the Met again. I empowered myself. So I went, and after 45 lessons myself online with my instructors in New York City, I went and sang for the Metropolitan Opera again in this past June 1st of this year. And so I've empowered myself, and it's really my goal to show singers that they too can empower themselves. The business is within yourself. It's not out here somewhere else with somebody else. So I love it that my vocal instruction company, that's my number one priority, to empower singers. And I can do that with my own company.
And a big task too, Heidi, is the schedule of when you're able to teach students voice lessons. It's always a great perspective to hear it from you because you're the one who actually knows the schedule, who actually knows what times lessons are going on and everything like that. So what times and days and hours of the week do you offer voice lessons here, Heidi, at Skokstudio Vocal Instruction?
I teach singers Monday through Friday from 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time until 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and then on Saturdays from 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time until 3 p.m. So you can sign up during those times. I find that 6 hours for me is wonderful and plenty. For me, it's all about quality and not so much about quantity.
What actually goes on during a voice lesson that you do?
Thank you. That's a wonderful question. Every single lesson that I teach to any singer starts off with at least 3 positive quotes. I really love to empower the singer with mindset. So we start with that. We have to have our thoughts in the right place. We can't be approaching a lesson, I don't know if I can do this. We have to have the lesson being approached with, I'm so wonderful. I'm such a wonderful singer. After that, we move into breath work. I teach a lot of breathing exercises. So important. Then I move into some technical drills, which I create for every single singer. And I always include one breath support exercise. And oftentimes I get singers on the floor and we work with feeling the support on the floor, against the floor. I have a tactile toolkit, which I give to every enrolled singer called the REST toolkit. Resonance Sensory Tactile is what that stands for. The toolkit has items such as a yoga block, a yoga mat. It has walnuts. It has little toys that I use to teach this tactile method that I teach. So, and then after that, we move into repertoire. And often the singer brings what they want to sing. My singers become so knowledgeable about their voice that they bring what they feel is right for their lessons. And it's not so much me assigning things unless it's a really young singer. I rarely have to assign anything because singers know what it is that's good for them to sing. And then finally, at the end of the lesson, I have every singer tell me 5 things that are amazing about their voice. And they do so beautifully. And they end up saying, I love myself. And I love that.
that's a great point to bring up. And now, because even though you've said that lessons are only and can only top an hour long each week, say if a student wants to do more than an hour each week, say if they want to do an hour and a half or 2 hours or anything more, are they able to do that here at Skokstudio Vocal Instruction?
Yes, Hugh. You can work as many hours a week as you want with me, but our minimum requirement as an enrolled student is 1 hour of lessons a week, a total of 4 hours a month. So what you get with that is you can have that 60-minute lesson all in one time with me, or you can see me twice a week and divide it up. If you want to see me twice a week, you can, see 1 hour and 1 hour. However you want to do it, it's up to what you want to be able to afford. You can see me as much as you want, but our minimum requirement for enrollment is 1 hour a week, a total of 4 hours a month, and that's a subscription-based series.
And so finally, Heidi, before I wrap up this part 2 here, if you were to describe your teaching style in one word, what word would you describe that as?
Compassionate and knowledgeable. I've been through a lot of experiences vocally myself, and so I am able to really guide vocally the singer in their endeavors to really understand their voice. I come at it from a very compassionate standpoint. I have singers that come to me that have vocal nodules. I have singers that come to me that are overcoming COVID and thought they couldn't sing anymore. So we've always cleared these issues up, and I love, the greatest thing about my job is to see the singers realize, their potential. That's what it's all about. My goal here at Skokstudio is to teach the way I've always wanted to be taught, with understanding and compassion and support. And I offer all three of those really, really important elements. I want a singer to leave my studio saying, wow, she loves me, because I do.
Well, Heidi, it sounds like you have a lot of great goals in place here at Skokstudio Vocal Instruction. Hey, thank you for taking a few minutes to talk about Skokstudio Vocal Instruction here in the second part.
Thank you for having me here, Hugh, and thank you for visiting us today.
Well, there she is. You heard it from the founder and owner of Skokstudio Vocal Instruction, Heidi Skok. And all you have to do to get yourself a new voice lesson is you just go to skokstudio.org/new-student, and you can get your voice lesson right away. It's something you won't regret, and that will always help you down the road. So until then, signing off here from Skokstudio Vocal Instruction, we thank you, as always, for tuning in.